Hey there, friends. So, this is going to be a very, very different kind of video. Hi, I'm Drex, and usually when I introduce myself, I have a whole bunch of stuff that goes along with it, and it feels very, very weird not to be saying it this time. But I also have to, because this is the first video that I am posting to a separate channel, which is wild to me in and of itself. I hope you will pardon my voice. I'm getting over a cold right now. But this is me pulling the trigger on something that I've had sitting in the back of my head now in some form for more than a year, I want to say. It's something that I've kind of felt creeping up on me as I have been branching out and exploring more things, both as a poi spinner and as an artist. So I'm not gonna lie, I have been agonizing now for several weeks about what was gonna be the first video that I was going to post to this channel. And it seems like the smart money on that is to kind of explain why this channel exists in the first place, and to kind of give you all an understanding of what led to its creation. So first up, a little bit of backstory. If by some miracle you have no idea who I am and you are just randomly running across this video, and that is, my name is Drex. I am a poi spinner / poi dancer. I live in Washington, DC, and for the past 16 years, I have been running a channel called Drex Factor Poi, wherein I have been teaching people the art and history of poi. And it has been wonderfully successful. Earlier in the summer, I crossed 100,000 subscribers, which is a very, very wonderful benchmark that I'm super proud of, and that feels kind of surreal in a lot of respects still to this day. And as grateful as I am for that channel and the audience that I have there, it has also kind of become a little bit of a shackle in some ways too. For the most part, my brand has centered around education. That is teaching other people how to spin, and then they get to use that however they see fit. Whether it's that they go off and become performers, or they just, go ahead and do it on the casual in the comfort of their own house. It's up to them. But there was always something that was kind of missing in that equation for me, but I didn't really realize it until a few years ago. And that was my own creativity. Like, I was a good educator, but the question really started becoming glaring to me after a while of, but what do I as an artist have to say? And so I started creating content on my main channel, trying to express myself, coming up with things that I wanted to say and put out into the world. And they did poorly, like really poorly. And I've really been struggling with this because it kind of hurts as an artist and a creator when you do something that you're really passionate about and it just kind of lands on deaf ears. And I think there are complex reasons for this, one of which being that when you create a channel and you create a brand, there are certain expectations that go with that. You, in some respects, are kind of like making a promise to the people that show up to view your content that they're going to get a particular thing when they tune in. And when you kind of change the game plan, you get a little bit less interest, number one. And number two, you also kind of break the promise in some ways, and people can get upset about that. And so earlier this year, I switched back to doing the thing that made me successful in the first place. I concentrated completely on the educational and tutorial side of things, and kind of threw the things that were me expressing myself out the window. And it was successful, but it made me absolutely miserable. I hated it. I can remember so many days in the past few months when I have woken up and just thought to myself that there was nothing in my day that I was looking forward to. And so I wound up in a place where I was kind of stuck, because on the one hand, doing the tutorials and the educational stuff was paying the bills, and I couldn't really afford to stop doing it. And on the other hand, I couldn't afford to keep on being miserable. I couldn't afford to just keep on doing the stuff that didn't make me happy, because at that point, what is the point, Like, why not just go and get a traditional job that'll pay me a whole heck of a lot more for being miserable every day instead of being both poor as well as miserable, you know? And so this channel exists now as a compromise. Essentially, I came to the conclusion that I want to still create things that mean something to me. I want to still create art. I want to explore Poi dance. I want to have my thoughts about Poi as an art form and the history of it. I want to be able to explore all of those things. And I can't do those with the format of my traditional channel. And I also can't keep up doing this if I hate it. So the decision was made to split off into a second channel. So basically, it's going to work out like this. The traditional Drex Factor Poi channel is going to continue to exist. I'm going to continue posting videos to it. Not as frequently, mind you, but there will still be videos that are posted to it, new videos. And this will be the place where all the things that I really care about as an artist are going to live. So Drex Factor Poi now is the place where the education is, and this channel, which hilariously, the week before I launch it, I still don't have a name for it. We'll find out together what it is going to be where my art lives, because I want my art to have an environment in which it can thrive, and a place where people can show up looking for the art that I create and know exactly what they're going to see. And this is a thing that I have a lot of uncertainty and fear about, and that I have talked myself out of doing so many times, but I think I'm at a point where I just need to try. There's no way of knowing whether I'm going to find an audience with this second channel, and, you know, who knows, that might not even wind up being the point of it. It might just be a place where I put the things that I really care about so they at least exist in the world, regardless of whether they find an audience or not. But what I do know is that the status quo wasn't working for me. So it was time to try something new. So thank you for being here and checking out this experiment with me. And I hope that you enjoy what comes next. I'm looking forward to it. And we'll find out together what exactly the art of Drex winds up looking like and how the world receives it. I'm as excited to find out as you are. By the way, real quickly, if you are watching this, I'd really appreciate it if you could help me out by subscribing to the channel so that I know that there are people out there that are interested in what I'm doing here. And it also helps other people find the channel. Yes, I'm still going to do all of that fun stuff because I need to grow a new channel now. So yeah, if you enjoy the things that you see here, including this video, please share them along. I'm starting from scratch again, so I would appreciate it. And now I'm going to go do some dance because I have a piece that I am working on finishing up, and I'm pretty sure that the finished version of it is going to wind up living on this channel. So I'm going to get to work. Let's see how this goes together. Thanks for joining me.